Greta Thunberg is back in Gaza, or at least heading to Gaza. She first tried in June as part of a flotilla that tried to break the blockade set up by the Israelis. She was intercepted. She spent a day in Israel before being sent home on a plane. Interestingly, while she was in Israel, she was offered the chance to watch footage of the October 7 attack so she could see what was done to the Israelis. She refused to watch that. Her ignorance continues, and now she's setting off with others to try to break the blockade again. Here she is talking about her trip, and she was asked specifically, fair enough, you're upset about what's happening to the Palestinians. I think we're all upset about what's happening to civilians, but what about the hostages?
We know your views on what's happening and Israel's actions. Can I just ask you your thoughts on Hamas? They're still holding hostages. What would your message to Hamas be?
Again, there is a genocide going on. Palestinians have been living under suffocating oppression, and when there is an occupational force, this is not my views. By international law, people have a right to resist that occupation.
She really is insufferable, isn't she? As I said, last time she tried this stunt, the Israelis intercepted her boat. She was in Israel, I think, for a night before they sent her home. But this time, they're promising not to be so nice. They've said they'll put her in jail, and one of the prisons reserved for terrorists at that. So, Freya, once again, Israel doing the world's work.
Greta Thunberg was out there.
I love your pronunciation of that, Robert.
Sorry?
That's the very correct.
You like the Thunberg?
Thunberg.
Well, you know what? I'm fascinated by her new haircut, I've got to say.
The page boy, yeah.
It's compelling.
Yes, it is
but I'm also
good.
fascinated by her explanation of how she's blending her climate activism with her pro-Palestinian stance. Let's hear from her.
Of course, there are the obvious links between climate justice, environmental destruction, and Palestine, which is wars, occupations, environmental degradation, ecocide, huge emissions. They go hand in hand, as Palestinians know very, very well, by destroying all the conditions to maintain and sustain life, by, for example, destroying cropland.
I think we have all lost a certain number of brain cells listening to that. That's quite astonishing. And let's never forget that very confused, troubled young woman was listened to by world leaders. She was feted. They had meetings, one-on-one meetings with her. She addressed the UN.
We had climate strikes, and we've got a whole generation of kids out there who are terrified.
But the world leaders legitimised her craziness, these doomsday predictions, this absolute hysteria and hyperbole. They are the ones who elevated her to some sort of
that sort
genius.
of platform. And I might just point out, Greta, the crop destroying is a tactic of Hamas and Palestinian terrorists to destroy the crops in Israel, plus all the greenhouses that were destroyed in Gaza.
You would think she'd like Israel.
Would you be interested in that, Greta? No, of course not, because it goes against your left with... Sorry, Rita?
I was just going to say, you would think she'd be, fond of Israel. The number of trees Israel plants every year.
Great
you fly
point.
over the Middle East and it's just desert, and then you see Israel and it's green.